Have you ever noticed your feet feeling ice cold even when you're wearing socks, or seen your ankles swelling by the end of the day, or felt that strange burning sensation in your legs that seems to have no explanation? Perhaps you've noticed that a small scratch on your leg takes weeks longer to heal than it used to, or you've become increasingly unsteady on your feet without understanding why. These aren't just minor annoyances or inevitable parts of getting older. They're warning signs that blood isn't flowing through your legs the way it should, and this problem affects your entire body in ways that most people never connect until it's too late. Poor circulation in your legs after 60 is far more serious than most people realize. It's not just about cold feet or swollen ankles. When blood flow to your legs becomes inadequate, wounds heal slowly or not at all, creating openings for infections that can become life-threatening. Your balance deteriorates because your leg muscles aren't receiving the oxygen and nutrients they need to respond quickly. Your risk of falls skyrockets. In severe cases, poor circulation leads to tissue death, ulcers that won't heal, and amputations. Every year, over 150,000 amputations occur in the United States due to poor leg circulation, most of them preventable if the problem had been addressed earlier. What makes this particularly frustrating is that the standard advice doctors give, walk more, elevate your legs, wear compression socks, often provides minimal improvement. You might follow these recommendations faithfully and still struggle with the same symptoms. The reason is that these approaches, while helpful, don't address the root mechanical problem. Your leg muscles, particularly your calf muscles, function as a critical pump that pushes blood back up to your heart against gravity. This muscle pump becomes dramatically less effective as you age, and simply walking isn't enough to restore its function because walking relies on momentum and doesn't create the sustained, powerful muscle contractions needed to move pooled blood. By age 70, nearly 20% of adults have measurable peripheral artery disease, meaning their arteries have narrowed enough to restrict blood flow significantly. Many don't even know they have it because the symptoms develop gradually and are easy to dismiss. At the same time, the veins that should carry blood back to your heart become weaker and less efficient. The one-way valves inside your veins that prevent blood from flowing backward start failing. Blood pools in your lower legs, creating pressure, swelling, and that heavy, achy feeling so many people experience. The solution isn't more walking. The solution is specific exercises that deliberately activate and strengthen the exact muscles responsible for pumping blood through your legs. These movements don't take long, don't require special equipment, and can be done safely at home. But they must be done correctly and consistently to create the powerful muscle contractions that actually move blood. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 specific exercises, ranked in order of importance, that address circulation and balance simultaneously, because these two issues are intimately connected. When your leg muscles don't receive adequate blood flow, they become weak and slow to respond, which directly increases your fall risk. Let's start with the 5th movement, which might seem almost too simple but is actually the foundation for everything else. This is called ankle pumps, and it targets your calf muscles in their most basic pumping action. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Keep your heels planted and lift your toes up toward your shins as far as comfortable. Hold for just a second, then press your toes down toward the floor and lift your heels as high as you can. That's one complete pump. You're contracting your calf muscles deliberately, squeezing blood out of the veins in your lower legs and pushing it upward. Do this movement 20 to 30 times, 2 to 3 times throughout your day. It takes less than 2 minutes per session. What you're doing is reactivating that venous muscle pump, essentially reminding your calf muscles of their job. For people who are very sedentary or have advanced circulation problems, this seated exercise alone can produce noticeable reduction in swelling and that heavy feeling in the legs within just a few days. It's gentle enough that almost anyone can do it safely, yet powerful enough to create measurable improvement in venous return. The 4th movement shifts focus slightly to include the larger muscles in your upper legs, which also contribute to circulation but are often severely weakened from underuse. This is called the seated venous return lift. Sit in the same sturdy chair, but this time sit tall with your back against the chair back. Lift one leg straight out in front of you until it's parallel to the floor or as close as you can manage. Your knee should be straight, and you should feel your quadriceps, the muscles on the front of your thigh, working hard. Hold this position for 2 full seconds, then lower your leg slowly and with control. That slow lowering is crucial because it maintains muscle tension, which maintains the pumping effect. Do 10 to 15 repetitions on one leg, then switch to the other leg. As this becomes easier over a few weeks, you can add light resistance by placing a small weight on your ankle or using a resistance band. This exercise strengthens the hip flexors and quadriceps, muscles that are essential for walking, climbing stairs, and maintaining balance. When these muscles are strong, they contribute significantly to moving blood through the large veins in your upper legs. Research shows that strengthening these muscles improves walking speed and reduces fall risk, both of which are critical outcomes for maintaining independence. The third movement requires standing, so make sure you have something sturdy to hold onto, like a kitchen counter or the back of a heavy chair. This is the calf pump walk with support, and it combines circulation improvement with balance training. Stand with your feet hip-width apart, hands resting lightly on your support. Rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as you comfortably can. Hold this position for 2 to 3 seconds, really feeling your calf muscles working, then lower your heels slowly and with control over about 3 seconds. The key here is the hold at the top and the slow, controlled lowering. When you rise quickly and drop down quickly, you're using momentum, which doesn't create the sustained muscle contraction needed to pump blood effectively. But when you hold at the top, your calf muscles are squeezing those veins powerfully, forcing blood upward. The slow lowering maintains that contraction and builds strength more effectively. Start with 10 repetitions. As you get stronger over several weeks, gradually work up to 20 or 25 repetitions. Many people notice that their balance improves dramatically from this exercise because it strengthens the ankle muscles that make those tiny, constant adjustments, keeping you stable on your feet. Now we move to the second most important movement, one that might challenge you initially but provides enormous benefits for both circulation and fall prevention. This is the single leg circulation hold. Stand next to your support with just one hand resting lightly on it. Shift your weight onto one foot and lift the other foot just slightly off the floor, perhaps an inch or two. You're not trying to lift your knee high. You're just transferring all your weight to one leg and holding that position. The goal is to hold this single leg stance for 20 to 30 seconds. Your standing legs muscles are now working constantly to keep you balanced and upright, and this sustained contraction is exactly what creates powerful venous pumping. Blood that was pooling in your lower leg gets squeezed upward. Do 2 sets on each leg, resting between sets. As you get better at this over weeks and months, try to reduce how much you're leaning on the support, eventually holding it just with your fingertips for stability rather than gripping it for support. Research on balance and fall risk consistently shows that the ability to stand on one leg is one of the strongest predictors of physical function and fall risk in older adults. People who can't stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds have significantly higher rates of falls and physical decline. This exercise addresses that directly while simultaneously improving circulation through sustained muscle activation that walking simply doesn't provide. Finally, we reach the number 1 movement, the most important exercise for leg circulation and one that combines all the elements we need. Powerful calf muscle contraction, sustained hold, balance challenge, and minimal joint stress. This is the standing calf pump hold, and it's more advanced than the calf pump walk we discussed earlier. Stand with support available, but using it only lightly. Rise up onto your toes as high as you can, and this time hold that top position for a full 3 to 5 seconds, really squeezing your calf muscles and feeling them work. Then lower down slowly over 3 full seconds. The extended hold at the top is what makes this movement so effective for circulation. Your calf muscles are contracting maximally, compressing the veins that run through them and forcefully pushing blood upward toward your heart. That's why the calf muscles are called the second heart. They're literally pumping blood. But they only do this effectively when they contract strongly and hold that contraction, which doesn't happen during normal walking. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions, focusing on perfect form rather than high numbers. As you build strength over several weeks, gradually increase to 15 or 20 repetitions. Many people find that their leg swelling decreases noticeably, their legs feel lighter and less heavy, and their balance becomes more confident after just 2 to 3 weeks of doing this exercise daily. This isn't surprising when you understand the physiology. You're directly addressing the mechanical problem of blood pooling in your legs by strengthening the exact muscle pump designed to prevent that pooling. Now, here's what I want you to understand about implementing these 5 movements. You don't need to do all of them every single day, though you certainly could. If you're just starting and your circulation problems are significant, begin with the ankle pump several times daily and the seated venous return lift once daily. Do just those 2 movements consistently for a week or 2. As they become comfortable and you notice your legs feeling somewhat better, add the standing movements one at a time, starting with the calf pump walk, then progressing to the single leg hold, and finally the standing calf pump hold. The entire routine, once you're doing all 5 movements, takes less than 15 minutes. That's a remarkably small time investment for the profound impact these exercises can have on your circulation, your balance, your independence, and ultimately your safety and quality of life. But consistency matters far more than perfection. Doing these exercises 5 days a week with good form will produce dramatically better results than doing them sporadically or rushing through them without proper technique. Pay attention to how your body responds. You might notice that your feet feel warmer within a few days as circulation improves. Swelling often decreases noticeably within 1 to 2 weeks. That heavy, achy feeling in your legs typically improves fairly quickly. Balance improvements take a bit longer, usually 3 to 4 weeks of consistent practice. But when they occur, you'll notice you feel steadier and more confident on your feet. Wound healing improves as better circulation delivers more oxygen and nutrients to your skin and tissues. These exercises don't replace medical care if you have serious circulation problems. If you have peripheral artery disease, diabetes affecting your legs, or a history of blood clots, discuss these exercises with your doctor before starting them. But for most people, these movements are not only safe but are exactly what doctors would recommend if they took time to explain the mechanics of leg circulation and the specific exercises that address it most effectively. Remember that walking, while valuable for overall health, doesn't create the sustained, powerful muscle contractions needed to pump pooled blood out of your legs. Walking uses momentum. These exercises use deliberate, controlled muscle activation. That's the crucial difference. When you walk, your calf muscles contract and relax rapidly, dozens of times per minute. When you do a standing calf pump hold, your calf muscles contract maximally and maintain that contraction for 5 full seconds, creating much more powerful pumping action. Also understand the connection between circulation and balance. Your muscles need oxygen to function properly. When circulation is poor, your leg muscles don't receive adequate oxygen, which means they respond more slowly to the balance signals from your brain. This delayed response is often the difference between catching yourself when you stumble and falling. By improving circulation through these targeted exercises, you're simultaneously improving the speed and strength of your muscle responses, which directly reduces fall risk. If you found this information valuable and actionable, share it with others in your life who struggle with circulation problems or balance issues. So many people suffer with cold feet, swollen legs, and fear of falling without realizing there are specific, effective exercises they can do at home to address these problems. Leave a comment below telling us which of these 5 movements you're going to start with and how your legs currently feel. Subscribe to our channel for more practical, evidence-based guidance on maintaining strength, mobility, and independence as you age. And most importantly, start today. Pick 1 or 2 of these exercises and do them right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment or until you feel more motivated. Your circulation won't improve on its own. Your leg muscles won't strengthen themselves. But with just a few minutes of deliberate, focused exercise each day, targeting the specific muscles that pump blood through your legs, you can create measurable, meaningful improvement that protects your health and preserves your independence for years to come.